Welcome to Practical Talk Time. I'm your host Usha Kumar. Today I have with me three wonderful guests who are here to talk about mind, body, earth, and water, and especially water. Joining me here today is Shelly Cooper, Steve Schappert, and Angelo Efthimiatos. And I want to welcome you all here to the show.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
I thank you all for joining me here today. And I have so many questions to ask you all. I know you're all involved on earth and water and the mind. So should I start with Shelley?
Sure.
Shelley, can you please tell us about the mind, body, and earth connection?
Well, I recently just finished a 16-day water fast, and that was quite an experience. It was the first time that I ever fasted, completed a fast, or took
What
part
does
of a
that mean?
fast.
Water fast. What does it mean?
So all you do is you're only primarily just drinking water, no food,
Oh my
just
God.
water for an extended period of time. So to really get the most out of a fast, they say the minimum would be 10 days. You can go up to 40 days, but I got to 16 days.
I think some people would think that's kind of extreme.
Yeah.
I mean, does your body go into a shock when you do that?
No, actually, it isn't mainstream. It's definitely alternative, and I don't recommend it unless you're under a physician's care.
Okay, that's important.
Yeah,
Right.
and you have to be in good health and whatnot. But if all of those things are taken in consideration, then it's perfectly safe, and your body is able to rest and restore itself because your digestive system isn't working. At that point, your body can sort of just rejuvenate and get rid of toxins and detox.
So that would be the purpose of a water fast.
Right, not for weight loss,
Yeah,
for detox.
Okay. And now you're resting all the little parts inside your body.
Yeah. So if
So
there is
then-
something going on, there's an illness, your body's able to repair and fight off that illness. So it's not busy digesting.
And so now this, how does it affect just your general health, other than just your digestion?
There's been a lot of studies. So there's been a lot of studies in that there's a lot of positive benefits to water fasting. I can only speak from my own personal experience. I had a good experience. I had increased energy actually, and I found it sort of very peaceful. So it was sort of a spiritual experience for me, as well as rejuvenation of my body and mind.
At what point did you stop craving food?
3 days. After 3 days, your body stops craving food, and then it will not crave food again until you reach the point of starvation, which doesn't usually happen till 60 days or something. You would stop the fast way before you ever got to that point. 16 days, I think, is a lot. 40 days would be too much.
And no cheeseburger.
And what did it, so you're saying it gave you some calmness?
Yeah, it really did. I
Really?
think sometimes emotionally.
Just out of tiredness?
Maybe, and maybe just I think sometimes we connect food with our emotions, and so you have to sort of deal with your emotions in everyday situations without sort of self-soothing yourself with food, and it's a journey.
And even though you can go without food for some time, you can't go without water.
It's correct.
So that's
You
the-
have to have your water.
Water is so important.
It is.
So mind and body. So what does this have to do with the earth?
Well, I mean, I relate water to the mind in that when water is running rapid, there's little to no clarity. And when you relate that to the mind, the same thing is true. When we have a lot of thoughts racing through our minds, we have sort of a cloudy mind. So when we can still our minds, like water, when water's still, there's increase in visibility, and you can actually see the reflection of self in water. And we can do that when we still our minds, we can actually connect with that inner peace within and see the reflection of self.
Shelley, you're a holistic psychotherapist,
That's correct.
right? And did you do this as an experiment for yourself, or
I did. I wanted to, yeah, I did. I just sort of like, I just wanted to see what it's all about. And
in this way you can guide others.
Yeah, it was just for personal. I wouldn't even recommend it. It's not something that I would, everybody's so different, but I personally wanted to try it. And I didn't have any expectation going into it. I just took one day at a time, and I didn't have a goal for myself. If after 2 days, 3 days, it didn't feel right for me, I gave myself permission to just end it. I just wanted to listen to my body. Okay. And at day 16, my body said, okay, I'm tired.
That's enough. That's enough of the experimentation. Yes. Okay, thank you so much, Shelley, for talking to us about the importance of water for our body and how it can cleanse when you exclude everything else. Okay, let's move on to Angelo.
Hello.
And hi, Angelo. Welcome to the show. And I would like you to tell me about the earth aspect of this water connection.
Well, in regards to what I do, the earth aspect is I have a biodegradable bottle that basically breaks down to CO2, water, and biomass. And it's a product that's been out for well over 18 years. It's widely used in Asia and in Europe. And
what is it made of? I mean, what is the composition?
The composition, it's a PET plastic, and it's plant-based, but it has a enzyme in it, like a microflora, the bottle goes into an embrittling process, and this microflora is activated and basically eats away the plastic, leaving nothing.
So it biodegrades.
Absolutely biodegrades. Unlike a PLA plastic or corn-based plastic, which has to be commercially shredded and composted in order for that to break down.
See, generally all these plastics are also hydrocarbons.
Absolutely.
And all derived from byproducts of oil.
Right.
Crude oil.
Right.
Distillation. And I'm thinking that, that's how when they had all this excess material, they found some use for it in terms of
They actually
products.
found plastic by accident. And polyester nylon was actually a mistake. But yes, it is a hydrocarbon. It takes a tremendous amount of hydrocarbons to produce electricity or a different kind of energy to make plastic, and then to actually make any type of product, it's involved. But you want to end of the chain. You don't want the chain to continue where it sits into the earth's landfills, and then it's secreting
like the
chemicals
PVCs,
into the water that we're drinking. This is something that actually breaks down and will eventually go away, not leaving any kind of chemicals, toxins, anything into the earth.
And how long does it take to biodegrade?
It varies on the actual circumstance. If you throw it on the side of the road, it could take 7-8 years. If it's thrown into the proper landfill where things are breaking down, it could.
But there are other organic materials that
absolutely, and the microflora will break down and eat the plastic rapidly.
It needs the water and all those other.
It does not.
It doesn't need water to biodegrade?
No.
Okay.
No, it does not. It just needs to have oxygen or air, and that is something you would find in a landfill very easily.
This kind of plastic doesn't leach anything into the water?
Nothing into the actual water that you're going to drink, and nothing into the earth as it's biodegrading.
I think this is great good news for people that love to keep the pristine condition of earth.
I think the best example I've had of it is I've been hanging out with Angelo for 2 years now. If I take that bottle and I throw it in the back of the Jeep for a couple of days, and it gets warm and cool and warm and cool, I can actually grab that bottle and pop it and drink it, and I'm not tasting plastic like I do with, to be blunt, every other bottled water. They all taste like plastic once you've left them out in the sun for a day.
Does the government give any grants or additional support for?
We've looked into different angles to help promote the product, help get the product, some help from the government. There's nothing really there. I mean, when you're such a small business, they're not going to give you anything.
You're going to have to depend on consumers to like it and want it.
But it comes down to everybody wants to be green, everybody wants to do the right thing, but it really is price point. People don't want to spend the money. They rather go and buy that $3 or $4 case of water than to go and, purchase something that costs a little bit more, 20 to 30% more, because the technology is so expensive. I mean, the machine that I use that make these bottles is a very specialized machine.
But then it's nice to have plastic bottles that will biodegrade so that the earth can be rid of these. I don't know whether they'll ever be rid of these, but at least it can be get on with the process of biodegrading these, so they're not left there for centuries.
It can be recycled or
absolutely
biodegrade. So
I actually have
it can also be recycled.
I have a very close friend who owns a bottling facility, and I talk to him all the time. And he tells me, Angelo, honestly, there's not enough plastic bottles on the planet because they are all recycled. They go through even single stream recycling. Even my product will eventually get picked up through the landfill system, and it is used for everything from car parts to clothing. And plastic is really reused a lot. They've done a very good job.
Everywhere I go, I see a lot of plastic everywhere.
Well, it's true.
And in other countries, where the garbage is not bagged and put away, you see it all the more.
Absolutely.
It's so visible, and it's there, and it's there for years and years.
Oh, forever.
Nothing happens. Yeah, forever, really.
Forever.
So, Steve, what do you want to add to this? I know you have a lot to say about water.
The BIOS organization kind of takes a broad look, and the goal of the organization, it kind of scares me to say it, but it's to create a philosophy that would bond race, creed, color, and religion. Wow, okay, that's big, it's broad. How do you do that? Well, by promoting things that are green, healthy, holistic, organic, sustainable, and energy efficient. And I've been able to do that by building a team. And Angelo is part of the team, and Shelley is part of the team in different ways. There's so many products out there that simply need to have a light shed on them that people just aren't familiar with. Like when Shelley was doing her water fast for 16 days, if she had 5 flavors of organic essence water to choose from, it might have been a little more enjoyable, because when you open that bottle, you pop the cap and your nose smells strawberries. And 85% of flavor is smell. So your taste buds actually think it's tasting strawberries, but they're not. There's nothing in it. Could you tell us a little bit more about
I like the concept of using water, and water itself has become such a rare resource now. In many parts of the world, people don't even have access to drinking water.
It's getting scary and dangerous.
Yes, and if you go and research enough, unfortunately I don't have all the statistics and links, websites and stuff where I got all the information from. It seems the powerful and the rich, whoever, mostly the powerful guys, they've been buying up land and areas with water that have all the freshwater resources, and for their own personal profit. And a lot of these should be public property, which is not this kind.